Hello and welcome to Queer Abbey, the weekly chat show that is performed, recorded, and produced by yours truly. Hi. It is the 37th episode of Queer Abbey. I can't even believe it. Welcome. I'm going to give you this little introduction to my outfit. Look at this. I know, it's very cunty. It's giving Charlie XCX. You're welcome. It's midterms for me, so I've been, busy this week. Annoying, to be honest. We hate that for Wilson. But I'm getting through it. I'm passing all my classes and everything. And Lady Gaga dropped new music, so that's actually probably my favorite thing about this week. Abracadabra, it's like, the kids have been saying she reheated her own nachos, and I think that's definitely the case. She did a fantastic job reheating those nachos. She put them in the air fryer. And yeah, Abracadabra is a fantastic song. So there's really lovely music that's been coming out. Maybe I can get her on the podcast. I'll just call up Lady Gaga's team. We'll see if I can make that happen. Yeah. Abracadabra. Marina the Diamonds is releasing new music too. I think she just is called Marina now, but that's fierce and I love that. Speaking of Charlie XCX, we had the Brat Summer going on. So there's lots of new music because basically fascism is on the rise. And when that happens, people are really creative. Yeah. Abracadabra checks notes. It's the year of the yin wood snake. I've been looking into Chinese, zodiac, Chinese astrology or whatever. And I am a metal dragon because I was born in 2000. Maybe I shouldn't tell people that. I don't know. But anyway, apparently I'm looking for a man that is a fire rat or like a rooster or something of the sort. So, yeah, you should check that out for yourself. It helps me narrow down my options on Tinder. I'm like, no, this man's in the year of the goat. That's not going to work for me. Or, oh, he's a rabbit. That's much too sensitive and flighty for me. I have this lovely friend named Jessica, and she's Malaysian, and she's lived all over the world. She's lived in Thailand and Malaysia. I think she lived in Europe for a while. She's gone to Australia. This woman is a world traveler, and so she makes all sorts of delicious food, Miss Jessica, and she is a generous goddess, and she sometimes makes food and brings it to this place where she works near somewhere I go. I don't want to reveal too much information like that, but she makes me food basically and shares it with me. It's like her leftovers and they're delicious and I take them every single time because I'm like, hell yeah. And I just love her. She's so nice and she'll just text me and be like, you want to get some of this curry? I have some curry for you. And I'm like, and I'll show up the next day and she has a Tupperware full of lovely curry. Yeah. She has made me a variety of things. She let me try bao, which are these dumplings that have a really crispy bottom. Oh, they're so fierce. I love bao. If you have not had them, you need to get into it. There was pork and little spring onions and stuff inside of it, and it just gave me my life. I was texturally, it was cunty. I have reached some controversy for making statements on the internet, such as, Chappell Roan is just Taylor Swift for people who've had sex before. And I'm sorry, I hate to admit it, but it's true. I would like to think that I'm following in the footsteps of one of my predecessors, Azealia Banks, making such cutting and insightful statements about society at large. I think Azealia Banks could be the poet laureate under the Trump administration. I think that honestly is fitting. It kind of all works together, right? If y'all don't know Azealia Banks, she's 212 luxury She has some good music, but she is just insane. I love it. It's not really in a constructive way. Like, she's a pretty mean person, but she's really funny too. Like, two things can be true, you know? She's a bad person and she's fucking hilarious as well. I had fun earlier this week doing some voice acting for, I've talked about this project now a couple times, but we're redoing the sound for Night of the Living Dead in my sound design class. And I got to be the guy who says, "They're coming to get you, Barbara. They're coming for you, Barbara. They're coming." And it was really fun. I really enjoyed that because that's just like probably one of the most iconic parts of the movie. And that's honestly, going into it, that's the only thing I knew about the film, was that there's some dude that goes, "They're coming to get you, Barbara." And the rest of it has been really amazing to learn about. However, I really wanted to do that. So yeah, I posted a little video on my Instagram of me and my friend Orion, who has been featured on this pod, DJ Jorts, doing the voice acting in the isolation booth at school. So I love getting this experience doing all these different things. It's so fun. I love to act and be dramatic and silly. I think that's something I need to lean into more in my adulthood, because I've been kind of like low-key a little straight-laced for the last 4 years in school, trying to just like maintain my stability and take care of myself and get a place to live and everything. And now that I've had achieved some amount of stability, I need to remember how to have fun and like be silly. So anyway, that was kind of a good time getting to do that with my peers. Yep. Now it's time to do my taxes. Speaking of being straight-laced, this is a good tip. If y'all did not know this, you can always do your taxes for free using, there's an obligation that the federal government has to you. It's called the Free File program. And if you make less than $75,000 a year or something like that, like 71,000, 75,000, something like that, then you are entitled to use free tax services from one of like many providers. And so you can go to the IRS website and then go to the tab that says Free File. It's pretty obvious, or you can look up IRS Free File program, and they will provide a list of tax providers that can help you to do your taxes. And you need to make sure that it's both federal and state that they can help you with, because some are just one or the other. And it'll say like on a little placard, this will all make sense if you need to go do this yourself. Like you go, you look, you shop for which provider you want to use for tax services, and then it's free, right? Because they can't charge poor people money to take their money from them. You know what I mean? So Free File, if you make less than $70-something thousand a year, which I certainly do, then you can use this and take advantage of it. I've been doing it since I started doing taxes when I was 16. So yeah, usually it's like Free Tax USA or TurboTax or something like that you end up going through. Oh, another point. I have my little notes here, my cute little orange notebook. Canva is so cunty. I've been using it to make like the little title animation for this and to make clips of things, and low-key I used it to like make some edits for my corn stuff. I don't know if I have to be censored about that because I'm like putting these on YouTube, so we'll see if I get in trouble for saying things like that. Who knows? But yeah, it's a really cool thing because you can edit videos using Canva, as well as make like posters and show posters. I made flyers for this show, as well as for other things for like assignments and stuff. It's just a really, really great tool. Like if you don't use Canva, you should get on that. I'm kind of like an old person sometimes, and I didn't realize how of like a powerful of a tool it was. So get into Canva. I shouldn't say that unless I'm sponsored, huh? I should wait until they give me money. But I like it. One more thing before we get into this little advice segment for this week. I just wanted you all to know that I smell really good. That I've been wearing this Angel by Mugler. Notes of chocolate, patchouli, spice, musk. It's very musky. But not Elon Musk, because he hopefully is going to get an aneurysm. Yeah, I know. Well, let's get into some advice for this week. Alrighty, y'all. Let's dispense some questionable advice. The first caller asked Queer Abbey, how can I become a morning person? I'm at my wit's end. I'm always late, tired, and messy because I cannot get myself up in the morning, and after this morning, I'm starting to lose hope. I've gotten in a routine of waking up 20 minutes before I have to be at work, so I'm forced to call a taxi and get ready within 10 minutes. It's affecting my work, my quality of life, and my bank account. Mama, I can't say I don't understand. I get up late frequently, and it's because I'm tired, and I'm sure that you're probably in the same boat, you know? Like, most people are sleep deprived because we live in this capitalistic society where we have to go, and we live in a society. You have to go back and forth from work to the gym or whatever, back to your house, and all of these responsibilities compile, and it causes you to lose sleep. So it's not crazy that you have a hard time getting up in the morning. So that leads to the first part of the solution, which is be nice to yourself. Have some understanding about what's happening, that you are sleep deprived. You probably need to work on ways that you can like wind down and rest, or like make more time to sleep. I don't know. That's probably possible. I know it's cliche, but like exposure to light and like your phone and the television and sounds and stuff, it really puts your brain in the spot where you can't sleep. So getting away from those things and maybe exercising a little bit more if that's feasible for you, that can help you to get down to sleep more. I really don't have like the time and energy in my life because I'm busy to go exercise intentionally. I walk around a lot, but like when I actually exert a lot of energy and exercise, I notice how much better it causes me to sleep. So that's something that maybe you can figure into this whole situation. When it comes to actual approaches to waking up, I think that setting like a fuck ton of alarms is how I approach it. Temperature is really effective on your nervous system. So getting like out of your bed, even if it's really difficult, and like taking the covers off, I think it like really shocks your nervous system into getting going, because I always want to snooze my alarms. If I like get comfortable again, it's done. Like there's just this regression that happens. Like my alarm goes off in the morning and I'm in bed and I'm all comfy, and if I don't make it past that threshold of discomfort, I just like fall back to sleep because I'm tired. And sometimes it causes me to be late to things too, Mama. So you and me both. You're not asking the right person, to be honest, because yeah, I think you're a star still. Get to work on time. Spending a lot of money on lifts and taxis and stuff is also wild. Maybe that's what you can really think about in order to like get yourself up in the morning, because that certainly makes me uncomfortable when I think about money that I spend on taking a lift to school or work or whatever. It's like, because I don't, taking the bus is hard. It's hard. So next caller, let's see what's going on here. They asked Queer Abbey, I've been feeling like I'm stuck in a cycle. Over the past few years, I've been excelling in jobs, but eventually burning out and needing something new. I have ADHD, so I know that burnout comes with the territory, but I also crave stability. Can you offer guidance/perspective? Yes, I can. Who cares? A job is a job, mother. I don't know how it's affecting your quality of life. If you are like a career woman and you like keep giving up on these jobs that are like important to you, then that's probably not good. Like psychologically, maybe you need to figure out how to view your role at work as something constructive and fulfilling, because oftentimes, like, I get really excited when I start a job, and when I was younger I had a hard time maintaining that excitement because, like, I'd always put so much into it and I didn't know how to have boundaries yet. So, like, I would become so exhausted after a few months of working at, like, Dutch Bros or the gas station or Sherwin-Williams or Golden Corral. I worked at a place called the Hyde House. I've had many different jobs. I worked at Kirby Vacuums for a while, which is like a pyramid scheme. And they told me not to sell vacuums to Black people. That was a really big tangent, but that's actually a true story. Maybe I'll get into that sometime. My point being, I've had a lot of jobs too, mother. And it did help me to figure out, like, things that I value about a job, right? Like, I realized that I don't want to interface with people for the rest of my life, like, as my main, job function. I would love to find value out of, like, something that I create, whether that's production for other people or whether that is music that I write or something like that. Not me having a little slip. How sultry of me. So maybe the same is true for you. Have you learned a lot from this course, this odyssey of jobs? Because if that's the case, then what's wrong with it? Really, keep going. Keep getting jobs and quitting. Why not? Maybe you should play this game where you, like, quit a new job or quit your job and don't even tell them, and then get a new job and then see how long it takes for them to notice. I'm just kidding. I'm just giving you my nihilistic view of, like, employers and how they don't care about you, mama. Seriously, like, if it's a corporation that you work for Wells Fargo, they don't care about you. So feel free to leave and do a career change. Back to my original point. If you have career prospects, and let's say you went and you got a finance degree and you're trying to work at the bank or something, I don't know. You probably should stick to that because it's like something you need to have some stability for, and you need to, like, get a resume together and people, that's the kind of career where people will ask about your gaps in your resume and stuff like that. So that's not something I can give you really good counsel on. If you need to be committed to something like that, you need to figure out how you fit into it. Yeah. Make it fulfilling for you. How does blank, I don't know your name, I'm going to call you Rachel. How does Rachel fit into the equation? Does Rachel love to do finance because she needs a roof over her head? Is there more to it than that? Does Rachel like to do finance because she has 2 kids that are passionate about sledding and they want to be Olympic luge artists when they grow up, and she wants to provide them the nicest sleds possible that are handmade from Alaska? Maybe that's the case for Rachel. Maybe she has passions beyond just finance, beyond debits and credits, She's more than a T account, this Rachel. She has depth. So, yeah. I think we're learning a lot together on this podcast this evening. And I think that I'm making a lot of sense, probably because it's midnight right now. And I'm just absolutely doing great. Okay, well, I think that that's enough for the advice segment this evening. I appreciate you for submitting your prompts, Miss Rachel and Miss Anonymous, and hopefully my advice was very helpful and grounding for you. I would love to hear any other quandaries, questions, queries. If you have them, my dear listeners, you can submit them to the anonymous inbox that is just in the description of this episode or YouTube video or podcast or wherever you're watching this. You can submit to that anonymous inbox very easily. Just click on it. It's a Google form. You just write in there and then click send, and I'll see it, right? You can write funny things in there and I'll answer them on here. Or you can send us an email at queerabbey@gmail.com. That's queerabbey@gmail.com. Or you can text us or send us a voicemail to 503-567-2053. Yeah. Let's move on to our musical spotlight, which is really cool. So let's get excited for that. Alrighty, y'all. Welcome back to the musical spotlight for this week. This week, we are featuring a really groovy band called Reb and the Good News, who I saw performing just a few weeks ago at the Showdown with my friend Katie. We went to see Mr. Vale's math class and Reb and the Good News. And Reb and the Good News opened for Mr. Vale's math class, and they fucking brought the house down. They were fantastic. They're this cool neo-soul, disco, big band kind of sound. They're very jazzy, neo-soul, that kind of area. And it was just so danceable and fun. Yeah, I would say big disco influence. You gotta give them a listen, y'all. This week, we are going to play a song from them called Pressure that came out just this past year, a couple months ago. And it is a foretelling of future music to come as well, because I know that they are working on more songs in the studio right now. So yeah, Reb and the Good News is a really good one to watch out for right now. I could not stop dancing when I went and saw them at the Showdown. Reb is this very cool, like kind of queer code. I don't know if they're queer or not. I'm assuming things about them, but they seem like very cool and like artsy, and they were singing very pretty. And they have all of these really talented musicians around them. There was a horn player, a sax player, some really, really amazing drummer that was like going absolutely nuts. Yeah, so totally worth going to see them live. They play all around Portland. I know that they actually took a little hiatus, and then they're getting back into the touring scene now because they've been recording music. So yeah, let us get into Pressure by Reb and the Good News. Oh. All right, y'all. Well, wasn't that fucking awesome? See, I told you. It makes you want to dance. It makes you want to get up and have a good time. Go listen to the rest of their music. As always, I will have the Spotify link for Reb and the Good News in the description of this episode. They also just have a lovely website that has this beautiful portfolio. There's a gallery. You can go look at cool pictures. You can listen to their music at rebandthegoodnews.com. So go do that. Yeah. And after that, go to my website. And, yeah. If you have any music of your own that you would like to have featured on Queer Abbey, don't be afraid to send it to me. I'll probably love it. I'll probably think it's fantastic. You should send it to our email. You should share it with me in person if you know me, and I would be so more than happy to feature it on Queer Abbey. I have like the next 5 or 6 weeks filled up with lovely artists, but I'm happy to keep going with my little roster. Let me get the next year scheduled out, damn it. And if you want to come be on the show, if you want to be interviewed, or if you have a question, of course, submit it to the inbox, or yeah, get in touch with me, y'all. It's been lovely to listen to Reb and the Good News with you, to chit chat about getting up in the morning, about career paths, and about being a little sporadic, a little crazy. It was fun to show you my cute little Charlie XCX coded outfit. See, like, cute boots. Yeah, and to show you this really cunty, it's actually a cologne. This cunty cologne. Good night. I'll see you next Sunday.